Well, hey there, my friends. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love to color. I find it so relaxing. And one of the other things I love is watching people color. And I've searched online and I don't see a lot of people coloring. So I decided that I would start coloring for all of you. So I hope that you enjoy watching it as much as I'm going to enjoy filming these for you. And be sure to let me know in the comments below if this is something you do enjoy. I am not an expert by any means. I am literally going to have 3 stamps. One is going to be the stamped original. The second is going to be the ones that I've colored. And then the third is I'm going to show you how I colored them. And I'm just going to share my thoughts and my tips on how I do it. I'm going to be using stamp sets from all different companies, but the colors and the markers I will be using are from Stampin' Up, and they're called Stampin' Blends. I love how each one of them has a bullet tip and then a brush tip, and then it has the light and the dark. You have the 2 sets. All right, now these are the colors I've chosen for these adorable owls, and like I said, I'll be using stamp sets from different companies. This is from Stampin' Up, and it's called Adorable Owls, and I think my favorite part about these owls are the eyes. So if you're interested in watching, then I hope you'll stick around, and we're just going to spend about 10 minutes while I color these for you and I share the colors and little tips I have. All right, I forgot I used a gel pen. All right, so I'm going to be coloring on this edge, and so you'll be able to see the progression. Now the first thing I use is the color called SU300, and I want to give you a tip on how I hold the actual markers. I rest it on this bottom finger. It tends to give me more control. Otherwise, when I'm holding it like this, I get very jerky. So when it's resting here, I have more control. And I tend to do, let me move these out of the way, I just do little strokes. So you'll be seeing me pull the paper a lot and, turning it. So hopefully, it's kind of odd doing this and not being right underneath it. And now I'm going to do the underside of the belly, and I want to do the bottom of the wings. All right, so then that's that. That's all I want to do in the dark. So I'm going to set that back, and I'm going to grab the light crumb cake. And because these are such small little guys, I'm going to be using the bullet tip on them. And when I get to where the colors meet, I'm going to go over it a little more. Otherwise, I'll just do it in a light feather motion. Like here where we have the wings and this area down here, it's bigger, so I'm just going to relax. But when I get to where that darker brown is, I want to go over it just a little bit more concentrated so that it blends the color, just like right up here at this area. And you'll see I'm going to be using the color lifter, and it will feather out the color even better. And these don't take long to do at all. And they're just so cute. All right, so here we go. I want to put a little more intention on my blending of the colors right there. All right, let's see. Oh, that's looking cute. All right, you notice I'm keeping that brown there because now I'm getting the light gray granite. Again, it's the bullet tip, and I'm resting it on my bottom finger, and I'm going to do the feather strokes again, coming around, doing it right in here. And I'm not coloring at all. I'm going to use the blender pen or the color lifter, whatever you want to call it, to blend. It kind of like draws the color out, I think, so that it's not a line that you see. And I want to do the bottom part of the belly. All right, now I want to show you how you do this, right? All right, let's do the blender pen first. blender pen. Oh my goodness, it's called the color lifter. All right, now I'm going to use the brush tip, and I'm going to go around on his face and just touching the edge of where I put that granite color right along there. And you don't need to overdo it because it's going to be working while it's drying, and literally it's going to be lifting out the color. Okay, I'm going to stop right there, and then I want to do the center right here of his forehead. All right, so we're going to put this down, and now we're going to grab the light petal pink, and I'm using the bullet tip, and I want to do inside his ear, and then his little talons. Okay, and then we're going to do his eyes, his big, beautiful eyes. All right, so we're going to do right around the side here in a pretty dark blue. And I want to bring it down a little more next to his eye. See how I've done that? All right, and then I'm going to get the light blue. This is light balmy blue. And I'm going to do the rest of the eye, color it in. And then I'm taking this dark night of navy, and I'm going to go right along this top edge right here. This is not as easy to do coloring this way, but I'm sure y'all appreciate it. And now I'm taking light pumpkin pie. I'm not blending out anything with his eyes. I like how it is not necessary. It has like a rainbow effect, but it's not blended. All right, so now I'm doing his beak, and this is light pumpkin pie, like I said. Now the last thing I'm going to do on this little guy is I'm taking a white gel pen. I just ordered these on Amazon, and I'm going, now look, I want you to pay attention. See how the gray now, it's all blended in and you can't see it, but he looks like he's a cream colored owl. Isn't that cool? All right, so now I'm going to take my white gel pen, and I'm just doing little not really circles, but dots right there on his forehead. And then where his wings are, I'm going to think of a weed or a grass and just draw that right where his wings are. Isn't that neat looking? All right, so let's do this little guy because we have to do his bow. All right, so again, you feather out, feather in. We're going to come across here. Maybe I'll get better this time. Okay, I want to do right by the side of his face, right here. I want to do under. This is where I think the shadows are. I could be wrong. And on his belly, I'm going to bring it not to meet in the middle because it really helps it to look even rounder. And then on the bottom of his wings, I'm going to feather out. And then I'm going to feather out just enough, okay? And remember, this was the SU300. So now I'm grabbing the light crumb cake, the bullet top. I'm sure there's probably another name for that. And we're going to color this right here. I have so many fond memories of coloring with my Aunt Barbara in Brockton, Mass. Whenever we go see Grandma Olga and she'd be making her big spaghetti dinner, I'd have my coloring books. I love to color, and Aunt Barbara would sit and color with me, and it was like, oh, she just colored so pretty. She would stay in the lines and the colors she would put together. But you know what? Most of all, she just made me feel special because she took that time to color with me. Did any of you enjoy coloring when you were little? And, you know, just the fact that you can look at a white piece of paper with a black and white stamped image, right? And you can bring it to life just like these right here. And look at that. Now see where I'm near the dark brown, I want to blend it a little more. So I'm just working the marker, the stamp and blend a little harder. There we go. All right. Did I get the top of his ears? I sure did. All right, so now I'm going to take the color lifter, And I'm going to do right in between his forehead so that can be drying. Not much at all. I could actually do the top of his wings because that will lift some of the color. And now we're going to use the light petal pink and do the inside of his ears and his talon. Is that what those are called? I'm sure someone will tell me. All right, there we go. All right. I just love all these colors. I just think they're so pretty. All right, so here we are with the eyes. Now these eyes I'm doing a little different because I am putting the dark blue on the bottom. So I am going to slowly, because you don't want to have a heavy hand with this, and I'm just going along the bottom. You want to, like, when you first touch your marker to the paper, touch very lightly and then press harder as you work your way down towards the center of the circle. That's Laura's tip of the day. All right, so we're going to color it in. And we're just enjoying the process. I was sitting here earlier getting ready for this video and it started to rain. It was just perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, so we have the eyes done. I want a little more right there. All righty. And now I want to do the bow, and we're going to do light blue on the entire bow. Okay. And then I'm going to do the dark blue, the dark balmy blue, and just run it across the bottom of the bow, right? And I'm going to color in the center of the bow. Okay. All right, well, guess what we forgot to do? Why didn't y'all tell me? We got to do our gray. This is our light granite. See the difference between how this looks and this one looks? This has more dimension to it than this one. So that was actually kind of neat that I did it that way. All right, so here's our gray. We're kind of feathering it around. We're coming up. And you see how I'm just doing a lot of feather strokes? So it doesn't need to be solid. And then it gives it more of a free form to it also, because it is a owl in the wild. All right, there we go. Let's do our pumpkin pie, our light pumpkin pie for the beak. And let's get our color lifter now and do the edges of where that gray is. Look how pretty. Now see here, look how you see the gray versus there, because I use the color lifter along the edges of the gray. So that's all we're doing. We're just doing light swipes. You have to be careful not to touch your eyes of the owl. And just go along the bottom there. Oh my gosh, he's just so adorable. All right, now I want to show you something I'm doing with the gel pen for this little guy. I did, think of it as grass right there in the center of his forehead. Then I did it on his wings. And then we're going to do little dots on the bow. There we go. How does that look? Can y'all see it? Is that not adorable? All right, my friends, well, I'm going to call that a wrap. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you loved the colors, my selection of colors. Here's a list of them if you're interested. If you can find this stamp set anywhere, it's called Adorable Owls by Stampin Up. And say goodbye. Have an incredible day. And until we meet again for another Color with Me, make it a great day. Bye-bye.